Well, hello there, internet. Welcome to the part 6 of our very unprofessional live stream of the Guild Wars 2. Uh, Before we get started, a little bit of introduction. I have my microphone, my voice sounds set very poorly for the first 5 parts of the series, thanks to the used to Venom, my dear friend. I finally noticed it, and I hope now you can hear me and you could enjoy my commentary. So, for you curious about what is this series about? It's Guild Wars 2. It's an MMO RPG game, and I've played quite a lot, but not as much as pro MMO players would. And I enjoyed the series mostly as a single player experience. The Guild Wars 2 has very rich, very huge world with long and branching plot. Actually, I am not very big fan of the plot, but it's bearable. But what I do like is an exploration aspect of the game, and this series is me playing, fooling around, completing the personal story, and also exploring the world. We are playing as a Gevra of the Fall. She is a Sylvari, the plant person. She is a huntress, but the goal is to become a druid one day, because once you hit level 80 you could specialize in some different classes, the spin-off classes I would say, and one of the specialization is druid. So you could unlock some special abilities, you could use other weapons, etc., and so on and so forth. So let's jump into a gameplay, and I'll tell you the rest as we go. I'll try to explain some missing stuff from the previous run-throughs. So what I'm trying to do now is to help the Screed experimenting in the Screedburg tunnel. So this is the renowned hard quest. This is quite organic quest. It's not tied to the main story. It's basically stuff you can do to help the people with their everyday tasks, and once you are nearby some person with this heart icon, there is a list of things you can do to fill them. So searching these boxes is helping killing those golems, reviving some NPCs, and while we are doing so, the bar over here is filling, and we are closer to completing this quest. About Gevra. As I said, she has an ambition to become a druid one day, and I decided I want to focus more on the flavor than on the gameplay mechanisms. This is actually the way I play many games. and so I tend to choose battle abilities that for me fit the druid. This is why, for example, I use this Viper trap, because I think summoning some snakes is more druidish stuff than, for example, other kind of traps. Sometimes I use some abilities that fit my gameplay, so for example, there is this sharpening stone. It's just very nice to have. One more thing about the Gevra. I decided to go with this autumn or the fall, if you wish, theme. So she's got this red hair leaves or the orange skin color, and the same goes for the colors on her armor. They are brown, gold, red. So this is a minor thing, but I do enjoy it. Now we are in the Brisbane forest. Actually, we are in the Skirdburg tunnels. So this is the city of the Skrit, the rat people. The rat people, the Skrits, have a very curious characteristic. They have some kind of the hive mind. What I mean by that is they are getting smarter the more of them are in the same place. So a lonely Skrit isn't the smartest. It's almost animal level of intelligence, but when there are hundreds of Skrits in one place, they are actually quite scholar people. Also about something about them, they are foragers. They like collecting shiny things. So as you can see, we've completed the quest. And one other thing I'd like to do is to go back to this person with the heart and sell and buy some stuff. I'm buying stuff from those NPCs because many of them are part of the collection. So every item you'll ever find unlocks its skin for your further customization. So regardless of the actual items you are wearing, you could adjust the looks of your character. So this is just a minor thing I'm doing. Now I'm trying to get to this vista point, just for the map completion and for the nice views. I'm not sure if I'm on the right path to do so, but let's try. I'm getting stunned a little bit too much for my taste. So as you can see, I summoned some birds, snakes, etc. So more druidish thing. And just a random thought about druids and other classes. So let's enjoy the view for a moment. So in the mainstream fantasy media, there is a tendency I don't really like. I will base my commentary on the Dungeons and Dragons tabletop role-playing game on the 5th edition, and there are different classes out there. including druids, mages, warlocks, etc. And I have a problem with a druid, necromancer, and a little bit with a cleric or priest. So Dungeons and Dragons is a tabletop game, so it's up to your imagination what the world would look like and so on and so forth, but they've got these handbooks which gives you the basic rules. And I don't like that if you are playing a druid, necromancer or a cleric, the game will not force you but suggest you to play a certain way. And I don't really like that. For example, if you are playing a druid, you basically have to shapeshift. Shapeshifting, of course, is a part of being a druid sometimes, but if I would like to play more of the spell casting or beast taming druid, and I do not enjoy turning myself into bear and walk like this to the battle, the game lets me do so, but I actually what I am doing, I'm not using one of the main abilities of the druid in the game, so I'm not playing in very optimal way. Same goes for the necromancer. So the necromancy is a specialization for the wizards. And if you are playing a necromancer, you actually have to march with the army of undead, the skeletons, zombies. Let me help this person. Where is this person? So I see the necromancy as a dark magic, and marching with the army of undead is not exactly how I portray the dark mage. I would like to focus on the curses and maybe some bleeding, rotting, and so on, and not exactly just marching with the horde of skeleton boys. And for the clerics, I don't really like they by default have the proficiency with heavy armors. I know you could play a battle cleric or so on, but you could have the specialization. So that will be my rant about we've lost the person we were trying to help. So yeah, here they are, but they are running away. Okay, so let's get back to the game. So actually what's happening here, we are in the tunnels of the Screeds, and they are kind of paranoid, and there is a dynamic event that closes the city for the outsiders, and we are the outsiders. So in a minute or so we might be thrown away from here, because something bad is happening to the Screed King. I find it rather cool. Sometimes it's annoying because I just want to explore some place and the game won't let me until certain time. So we are heading to this renowned heart guy. So maybe we have some trash for him, and let's sell junk and deposit all the materials. So whenever I go to the vendor, I just automatically click sell junk. I go to my inventory and deposit all the materials, so all the crafting stuff will be stored in the bank. Also, I've forgotten I've bought some items I can wear now. They are slightly better than my other stuff. But whenever you equip a new set of armor or so on, you lose the color pattern of them. So we've got to dye it accordingly. I guess that's it. And what I also like to do is to salvage all the items I can and I'm not using. This way I get some more crafting materials and also this essence of luck, which increases my magic find. And there are few items you cannot sell, you cannot salvage, but they are useless, so I just destroy them. And let's have a look what they are having here. So they've got this blueprint. This is, I believe, a unique thing they've got here. I won't be using it right now, but as I said, I want to buy it because I try not to unlock as many skins as possible. Let me have a look on the live chat. I've forgotten to do so, but I believe no one is watching anyway. Yeah, and all by myself. But it's good to know that the voice is repaired, fixed. So one of the reasons why my voice was off is because I am using a new mic, but I am playing on the laptop, so it's really hard for me to set everything up, and that way I could both reach the keyboard and see the screen and speak to the microphone. Also, my gaming conditions aren't the best because I don't have a desk. I have my laptop on the how would, let's say, the big huge box, so it's lower than the desk should be, and also there is no space for my legs, so I have to lean over the whole box table. So now I have even harder time to control everything, to see the chat, to play the game, and also I have poor vision, so I have bigger UI already, but sometimes I don't see any details, and this is one thing I was talking about in the previous parts, and maybe you haven't heard that because of the poor voice. I regret that I am not seeing all the details of the enemies or NPCs. So for example, if I weren't to stand here, zoom in, I wouldn't see all the details of the script, and it would be a general rat-shaped blob for me. Now I'm trying to get over here. I'm not sure which way is it, because whenever you are underground, the map is showing only your immediate surroundings, which is cool. It makes exploration more exciting. Actually, in many games I tend to disable minimap or as much of UI as possible, simply because it forces me to look on the main screen and enjoy the view. Let's speak.
You got something?
Go away.
Self-defense mode engaged.
I'm fast as the wind.
So once again, the thing I'm doing over here is trying to defeat some enemy. This is the hero challenge, and the reward would be a hero point, which I can spend to unlock some new skills. So for example, I could unlock this Signet of the Wild, which is actually quite druidish if you ask me, so why not? Later in the game, once I've got unlocked more stuff, I will think a little bit harder on my actual build. I probably would not change my weapons, because depending on the weapons you've got different skills. This is one of the main features of the game, and actually there are 9 classes in the game, but playing certain class doesn't force you to play different certain kind of way. There are some tendencies, but if you want you could play melee hunter or ranged hunter. You could even play some melee mesmers or illusionist, which will take a role of a more healing person or tank or DPS, depending on the skills and weapons you choose. So this is kind of fun and flexible. I like it a lot. So this is but the reason I have chosen certain set of weapons is because of, first of all, the horn, which is which unlocks me the Hunter's Call and Call of the Wild, which I think have this druidic feel to them, and the sword, because why not? I had to choose one of the one-handed weapons, and there isn't that much to choose from. It's either this or a hand axe, which would be a ranged attack. So now we will help the grub farmers. So we need to collect some grub meat, so I guess it includes killing. Yeah. So let's kill some bugs. The other thing I try to remember is actual mini game, mini side quest you've got while playing Hunter. So you can have many different kind of pets, but to have access to them you have to find juvenile, young, peaceful animals in the world. There is an interaction available, then you could tame them, and once you do, you can summon them or call them. So we've started the game with our stalker, so this cat, and we've unlocked spider and a moa, pink moa, so basically a flamingo, but I would prefer other kind of animals. My favorite real life animal is a bear, just because. I think I know where in the world they are, but I will try to stick to the road. Okay, so we've almost unlocked this vendor. Okay, let's see what Our inventory is getting full quite fast. Oh, and we've got black lion chest and the black lion key, so we could open it and
Look at this.
find some
So pretty.
nice stuff. And the thing they have is a bag of the worm food. Also they've got a little bit their gloves, but I think I don't need them. Let's take a look around. Where should we head next? Oh. So they are suggesting to go to this scout to uncover parts of the world, but actually I think I'll explore this part of underground location, since we've got the opportunity to be here. And the game is telling you where is the nearest point of interest you could go to. And this is actually quite useful if you try to complete the map, given you don't have a personal story active right now. This is quite stunning place. Remember, this is the game that came out in 2012, so it's quite some time ago, and it's also a massive multiplayer game, so they tend to have a little worse graphics because they need to work smoothly. And I've got both expansions, and I've unlocked some content previously. This is why I've got this raptor mount, and also I've got a glider, and I think I'll go down over there to show you. And I've got this very nice glider skin. I'm not sure where did I find it, but I like it a lot. So in this kind of secluded places there tend to be some secrets, or sometimes some juvenile animals. Unfortunately, this is not the case with those drakes. But I'm happy I'm here anyway. I like the Guild Wars because it's quite relaxing game, and it lets me do what I want to do, and there is always something to do. I've mentioned earlier in some of the previous episodes I don't play the multiplayer stuff. I'm not really competitive person, so any kind of PvP or World versus World isn't really for me. I don't like to spend time thinking about the most optimal build, grinding for the best items, etc. Also, I don't like to copy builds from the internet. I like to figure stuff out by myself, and the only part of the multiplayer experience I really would like to experience are the dungeon runs, because they have some substantial plot stories tied to them, and it's kinda hard or even almost impossible to run through the most of the dungeons by yourself.
I'm fast as the wind.
What's that? And this is some. Let's take a look over here. It's a nice view. I don't want to jump over there because getting back might be difficult. There should be a hero point somewhere over here. We'll take it. There would be some enemies to kill. Let's give them some vipers and mud and Birdie, the shiny king. So we've got the hero point. Now let's head to this renowned heart. I believe we've explored all this underground location, but there is one guy we should help. So we should help this Crete defend East End. So we should fight destroyers, utilize Crete supplies, and bring injured Crete to Bordeka's base. So we should be heading that way. And I like how many variety is there in the world of Guild Wars 2. Not all the places are created equal. There are some actually not so good looking places. I really don't like the Kryta, the humans land. It looks very plain. Is it the word? Let's take a look. Have some nice view. So all the Maguma jungle is quite good looking, and also all the places from the both of the expansions, so Heart of Thorns and Path of Fire.
Start dropping the poison traps. We'll kill these Skrit with our own stupidity. Move it. The faster we kill these Skrit, the faster we can raid the throne room.
The places from the expansions are quite good looking. Came from here, so let's head there. This is obviously a multiplayer game, so most of these in-world mini quests are very repetitive, very I don't know where I was heading with this thought. I mean, there are some. Let's leave it. So one thing about those hard quests are they are designed for the multiplayer, and they give you multiple ways to fulfill them, but some of those ways are dependent on the dynamic events around, and when there is no such event, or there were lots of players which fulfilled some part of the quest, sometimes you've got to just run around and do one or two things, and then search for other things to do, and so on and so forth. So sometimes it takes a little bit more time than it really should to complete it. Sell the junk. Let's deposit materials, and let's see what you've got here. So we've got a new amulet.
Go inside, rest, eat food. You'll be better soon.
Let's see where we should be going now. So I think we will use the waypoint now to get over here and explore the west of the Brisbane wildlands. So the Brisbane wildlands are the crossroads between land of the Silvari, so my people, land of Asura, so a little imp-like pale researchers, and also there is a way to the Kryta, the land of humans. Let me see if I'm going in the right direction. Yeah. And also the rule of the thumb is stick to the roads. They should lead you to the right places. In most of the cases there are quite a lot of secret passages in the game. Actually, I don't recall this cave at all. I wonder what is it about. Have I been here ever before? This is probably some nightmare court place. Yeah. But there are a lot of hidden places in this game. There are jumping puzzles which require lots of dexterity, sometimes luck. Oh, hello. Got the same kitty as I. But she's walking with us for quite some time. Let's call her Kitty Cat. Oh, Tegan, like Tegan and Sarah. So here is a vista, so we should have a nice view. Those are Assyrian buildings, so a mix of magic and technology. So here is the vista. I would guess this is the way to go. So we are in Ether Vault Lab.
I'm telling you, it is on photosynthetic properties of plants to hybridize people.
So we'll go to this encampment or
Colors actually specific secretions based on responses to different creatures. If we can collect those secretions and rig them into a suit. Yes. I have an assistant in mind who will be the perfect test subject. Brisbane Wildlands used to be a secure, secluded spot for some of our more experimental labs. Now the Inquest have moved in and targeted Marat Baru's weapons research. We're working with the Wild Hunt and Sarah's forces to protect our labs, but it's not sufficient. I'm deputizing you with two objectives. Assist the researchers at Aethervolt Labs and stop the Inquest from disrupting Marat Baru.
let's unlock this waypoint and let's go and help some little impy guys. So actually there are quite a lot of different mounts in the game, but I've unlocked only the very basic one. Also, after level 80, if you are, I believe, getting experience in the expansion areas, you will unlock new abilities for your mounts. So for now my mount has the ability to tail sweep, so perform the dismounting attack, and same goes for the gliding and other things in the... So what should we do now here? Test pigment, transmore G-fires on red highlight for Aerix, collect ooze samples for trauma, and fight inquest. So, yeah. Can I have this pigment? Yeah. And we will change the pigment of... Okay, so we will be coloring Frogos. Where are the Frogos? Here you are.
You asked for this.
One last gasp.
Where are more Frogos?
Swarm them.
So, if we would call the Sylvari communists or cultists, it's a mix of them, because they do not like the freedom of thoughts, and this is why the Nightmare Court is evil. This is because they discard the teachings of the Pale Tree. And on the other hand, we've got these Asura guys, which try to perform experiments on everything. So I will go with the Nazis. They Good job, Alexandra.
You crossed the line.
I'm not a big fan of underwater combat in this game. So we have leveled up. Let's paint this.
You asked for this.
So the first thing to remember is to set some skills for our underwater combat. Can I? Do I have to be underwater?
As long as the polysystemic membrane is in alignment, there's only a 1 in 3 chance we will cover Aethervolt in a poison cloud.
That's the kind of risky science that got our lab moved out
Okay.
here in the first place. When can we begin?
So what's here to choose from? I would prefer to keep it as similar to our standard build as possible, but I believe this is not possible for both of our abilities. So let's set some different kind of trap, I guess. And I don't know. Whatever. Okay, so we've got this karma, we've got another level, so they are telling us about the jumping puzzles.
Strange weather for fog. We should investigate. Keep close and stay ready.
We could equip this better sword and another ring. Why not?
My ears. It's good to see you.
Sell some stuff. Deposit.
I've been thinking about Eric's theories on higher pigmentation and its effects on social interaction. Maybe the colors actually specific secretions based on responses to different creatures. If we can collect those secretions and make them into a suit.
Yes, yes. I have an assistant in mind who will be the perfect test subject. Right.
Okay. And I'll have to do a little break. So I'll be in a minute. So enjoy the view.
The eternal alchemy contains every answer.
Give up yet?
Back away from the water! Something's hunting us!
I can't see. Where did it attack from?
No! How is it spotting us?
So I'm back. It appears there was some trouble around since I'm not sitting anymore. Also we've unlocked the personal story, and I'm not sure. I think I'll
No retreat! This monster will not
head
defeat us.
and complete the story and be back here and discover the world later. But actually, I think the fun compromise would be go there by foot. You'll see part of the world you haven't seen yet. We are going to visit the Ratasum, I believe. This is the city of Asura. If we will have some point of interest or vistas on our way, we'll visit them, but other than that I won't be bothering completing Renowned Hearts just yet. So this is the starting location for the Asura. This is the same as our Caledon Forest, so the levels 1 through 15. And this is why we are down to level 14, just to not be too powerful. We'll try to stick to the road, but go in this general direction of main quest. We're going to meet the cave at Dreamer's Terrace. And I believe we have a lag. Yeah. And here is a vista. And we'll try to get there. So you could actually cheat a little with the vistas in some places or jumping puzzles because of the mounts or the glider, but I try not to abuse this that much. And in some places there are no gliding and no riding allowed, so I think this is quite an elegant way to deal with the problem. I'm not sure how should I get there. Maybe this way? Let's try again. Maybe that way? That way? It looks like so. Yeah, we're here. I don't know if it is my faulty memory or they redesigned some small details, but I honestly don't remember some places I'm getting to. And I've got 100% of the map explored with my previous character, so I had to be here before. Unless they really redesigned some places. Let me see. I think we should go this way. If I remember correctly, there will be no passage or some underground passage, and I prefer to stick to the surface. As a flower, I like sun. Let's speak to this person.
Every day.
Our
crew inside the anthill needs assistance educating Skrit about the dangers of Thaumonova's chaotic material. Then there's Illuminate's pest problem. Insects, inquest, and elementals. Squash a few of those, and you'll increase our productivity by as much as 35%.
Inquest is fun for the whole family. No, the thing I was talking about is incest. Yeah. So there is a vista right over there. And I don't recall this place as well, but maybe it's because I'm heading the wrong way. Maybe there is an easier way to get there. It looks so. So let's fly around, and there is some entrance to this place for sure. Hello, birdie. So here is a waypoint. So the doors are over here.
Excuse me, can I have a moment?
No, you cannot. Defeated by the stairs. And we should get up there somehow. Maybe this way? I'd guess so. How did you get her? Hello, kitty cat. Oh, so cute. And we'll be going there. Let's find out what kind of collision is in these trees. Swamp or no swamp? I'd say no swamp. I wonder, are Sylvari plants or animals? Or maybe some different kind of thing. So here's another vista. So let's try to get there. Actually, I think I remember this place. Hello! I like this mount. Actually, I've got a miniature version of it. Where is it?
Yes, are we still there?
So I've got this skimmer. It could run around with me. Hello, buddy. And yeah, I believe somewhere over here should be a way to jump there. staircase. Oh, here it is.
You from Hydronet?
No.
Then we can do business.
The genius said I'm the acting chief for this.
I offer the best prices around.
Nonsense. I've been here for months. The position is mine until I relinquish it.
Quiet, or I'll replace my wife.
So this is the crafting station, but as I said earlier, crafting is kind of boring. It's a way to level up quite fast, but it's nothing too interesting to look at. Maybe I'll do some crafting off screen, but I'm not sure about that. So lots of mysterious, sciencey, magical devices, and also I would say Mesoamerican mixed with Southeast Asian architecture.
Let's head up north to Arterium Haven for lunch. The food may be just bland Haven fare, but you can't beat prices.
Let's take a look around. Yeah, we'll head this way. So sometimes I like to explore the whole map at once, sometimes I like to run through it and
There's
get...
some very interesting research going on in the Ack Wilds. Dr. Blint, as he insists on being called, has been distilling a drink from oozes, much to the chagrin of local peacemakers. Fruda, specifically, is investigating Blint's suspect practices. Also, Parna has been reconstructing a gate that she thinks will give access to an ancient transfer chamber. Quite exhilarating, really.
So, as I said, sometimes I like to explore the whole location at once, sometimes I like to run through it, visit some places. And then get back to there and fill in the gaps. There is a vista over here, I almost missed it. And let's get on our way. I believe we are almost there. Let's listen to this fella.
The marsh north of Sorendra is remarkably tumultuous. Senior researcher Shun and his salvage crew clashed with the Inquest as they raced to unearth an artifact at the old Golem Foundry site. Across the river from the old Golem Foundry, The Brill Alliance crew has begun researching Skrit, who make for troublesome, uncooperative test subjects. These crews can always use extra hands.
And let's get to the Ratasum. I'm not sure, should I... No, I won't be bothering with exploring the whole city at once. I believe I mixed the road. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Quite impervious.
Let's visit this scout over here. I believe this is the first scout you are meeting, so there would be a little bit of explanation about the gameplay mechanisms. So,
Welcome to Metrica Province. You'll find private laboratories all over where our crews work on dangerous research, and we pay the price for excellence. Labs need to be carefully maintained, but I'm sure that's not news to you. We see a fair bit of interference from the Inquest. They're envious of our advances and covered our research materials. Our researchers could use someone with your talents. On your journey, you may also encounter nefarious events in the world. Don't let these opportunities pass by you. Jump in and help. As you get about, you'll encounter our Magi Matter transportive devices, more commonly known as waypoints. They're mini-gates that, for a trivial fee, transport you across great distances. They're the second most convenient way to travel next to our gates.
and let's go to the Ratasum. There is one point of interest slightly off our way. Let's see what's that. No wild animals here. And here we are. So I think the plan is to take a quick peek on Ratasum. I believe we will be moving through Lion's Arch as well, so maybe quick peek to the Lion's Arch too. Get to the Grove, I'm keep saying Groove because of one misspelling in another game, and the reviewers were keep making fun of it. And there is this vista over here, so I think this is a quite nice way to take a look at Ratasum, but basically this is the flying pyramid. We are in the Megihedron. Nice sky. I am almost certain they made some graphical improvements. If you know if I'm crazy, tell me. But I think I'm not crazy here. How can I get there? Not this way, but maybe over this route. Oh. One moment, please. I think somebody called me. And I'm back again. So we are almost there.
Excelsior.
How should I?
You're not the crew responsible for that reactor explosion, are you?
Yeah.
How are your endeavors progressing?
So take a look at Ratasum. And let's head towards our main quest. So Ratasum is full of those Azura gates, so it's quite easy to get lost. This one leads to the
Is the gate functioning normally today?
Lion's Arch. So the Lion's Arch is a main hub. The day I started playing Guild Wars 2, it was completely ruined, and what I've learned later, much later, I had one in a lifetime chance to play part of the story which is not available today. So there is a thing called the living story. Those are the new chapters in the history of the world. This is available after level 80, and the first chapter is the only content not available for the later playthrough. Chapters 2 to, I don't know, 8 are still available. So there should be a quick cutscene for entering here. So no cutscene. And in the Lion's Arch there are few crucial places. For example, this Mystic Forge, which allows you for some crafting, useful crafting. There are guilds, headquarters here, and so on and so forth.
Seize the moment.
But the place we are going to is this Eastern Ward, and I believe we should be appearing over there, not here, but since we are visiting Lion's Arch for the first time, they put us here. and the lion is my least favorite kind of cat. I even prefer sphinxes, and by sphinxes I mean not this cool mythical Egyptian cats, but those bold rat-like ugly creatures.
Beautiful.
So let's go over here, and we are in the grove. And I believe this would be enough for now. I think I will resume playing in an hour or so. So thanks for watching. If you enjoy the content, comment, like, maybe subscribe. And sorry for the sound issues in the previous playthroughs. I am still learning. So thanks for watching, and see you the next time.